Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Jasmy. Wanted to do a full update here regarding the current situation for Jasmy, which has been pretty good. Yesterday we had some beautiful volume coming in. No, that was this morning, but yesterday Jasmy already held up relatively well. Yesterday afternoon, of course, Bitcoin went down to fill the imbalance. A lot of altcoins followed suit, but you can see Jasmy here has been relatively strong, and that, well, we talked about this before. We have been talking about this basically since Tuesday, when obviously the vote ended and Jasmy was not delisted, which is great news fundamentally for Jasmy and Jasmy in general. I think it's doing quite good in terms of developing their products, etc. So it would have also been incredibly ridiculous if they delisted Jasmy, and I think most of you will agree with me on that. But that's more that's all about the fundamentals. I wanted to focus on the technicals. All right, I think in the end all the fundamentals are included already in the technicals. So therefore we need to only look at the technicals and we'll have enough of a picture. Now, what's great about Jasmy and why I actually think we can rally up higher, even though I have to say, fundamentally right now the markets are still quite unstable. We just, after I made the Bitcoin video, which is great timing, we just had a countermeasures by China with tariffs up to 125%, which right now is sending the market slightly higher, but you can see volatility in general. So therefore, look, these markets are definitely markets, are definitely not markets. You can long with large position sizes, but still, I mean, something, if you see a structure like this, which is obviously bullish from a high time frame major support, then you have to trust it to a certain extent. Now we reached that level right here at 1.25, 1.26 cents. That's the previous month BOC. You can also see it's a high volume node, which means that there is a lot of liquidity there. That also means that this is the ideal area to sell off your long positions. So if we want to rally up to the next resistance level right here at 1.45, we'd need to get a very solid break above that. And in these market circumstances, look, I think it's a possibility, and I think we need to be prepared for it, but I don't think that's most likely. We had there's some nice momentum coming in, and therefore, look, if we're going to be able to get that close on the 4-hour time frame above 1.27 cents, and the volume is high again, because this high volume makes me quite confident about the uptrend here for Jasmy. I'll probably still long Jasmy, right? Just in full transparency, but I wouldn't long Jasmy right now in anticipation that we will break above that. You can better wait, and I would say, given the uncertainty in the markets right now, but also given the strong resistance we have hit, I think it is most likely for Jasmy right now that we will actually retest support right here at this level between 1.18 and ultimately down to this level right here at 1.13 cents. That's basically a confluence zone of the 30-day rolling VWAP. You have the 236 FIB there, and in general, as you can see right here, it's also just a very strong support level. And then from there, we'll see whether we can actually break above 1.27, 1.28 cents, right? Because if we're able to hold that level, given these market circumstances, that's an incredible sign of strength. And then slightly depending on the volume, if the volume stays relatively high and doesn't go into a full-blown downtrend, then I think it's also most likely that we will be able to reclaim that level at 1.27 cents and to get into 1.44 cents later. At this point of time, I would actually say that this is most likely, all right? Given what we know from the technicals here for Jasmy, and given how the market is looking so far, I'd say this is most likely. Now, if I'm looking at potential trades, it would either be a big spike down right here or some sort of a reclaim, right? So that we do something like this. That would be a long setup, or if we break out above this level right here, that would be a long setup as well. A potential short setup for me for Jasmy. I normally don't do this, but maybe it helps. Potential short setup for me for Jasmy would be a breakout with low volume above this level, and a breakdown below again to short from that retest. Very ugly drawing, but hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully you appreciate that. I mean, that's normally what I do in my head, but that's it for now. All right, so short term, what I expect is a pullback into this support. I think it's most likely we will be able to hold that support for now. If the volume stays high, then we'll break out. If the volume is going into a downtrend, we'll most likely do this. Those are my thoughts. That's what you need to know. Take care and bye.